It's Serena here. Hope you're doing fabulous on this Thursday afternoon. It's sunny here in London, which is always so remarkable and highly appreciated. I'm coming at you today with the hottest of all hot topics. If I had a penny for every time this comes up in my conversations with our shifters or wannabe shifters, or just friends and family, or even in our own personal lives, time. I don't have time for health and wellness activities, or I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to cook healthy food, or I don't have time to do the things that I feel I need to be doing in order to achieve my goals. It comes up constantly. It's probably one of the biggest hurdles in the life, especially busy female leaders, which tends to be those we work with the most. What to do then? What if you don't have time for it? So there really are two fundamental reasons why you might be struggling with this issue of time. The first reason why you might be experiencing this struggle around time is that you are actually trying to do too much. You're actually trying to do more than what you actually need to be doing in order to achieve better results. And this is very common of people that perhaps have had successes in the past following certain practices or approaches or etc. And then for whatever reason they kind of lost the momentum and they're wanting to rebuild the momentum, but they're trying to start back up where they left off the last time around. So if last time you got really fit and in great shape, you were working out for an hour 3 times a week, and you were meal prepping all your meals every Sunday, or you were cooking your own home cooked food, or you were following this very strict tricky diet, your mind tells you, oh, that's what you should be doing. However, your lifestyle right now is different from back then, or for whatever reason you're not willing to put that much time in, so therefore you do nothing at all instead. So your perception of I don't have enough time really is what your mind is telling you is I don't have, or I'm not willing to invest as much time as I have done in certain moments in the past, or as I think I should be investing in order to achieve new results. The good news is there is not just one single way of achieving amazing new results. And chances are that what might have worked for you in the past is actually not even the most suitable thing for you to be doing right now, in any case, And if you're resisting it, it means that it most definitely isn't. It most definitely is not the right thing for you right now. Otherwise, you would be doing it. I see this in my life, and I see it at work in our shifters' life time and time again. You are massively underestimating the compounding effects of tiny improvements, tiny steps in a better direction. Everybody does it. Even I sometimes catch myself doing it, not in health and wellness anymore, but in other areas of my life. Every single one of us shifters that do it. It's one of the most common mistakes we see at work. You're motivated, you want to change, you go in all guns blazing, thinking that you have to do God knows what, very extreme, very intense, probably too much, too extreme, too different from your day-to-day routine as it is now. You're trying to take a step that was way longer than your leg. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel unsustainable, because it is. At times it might even feel painful if you're applying this to fitness, or just excruciating if you are starving yourself. And you either resist it altogether, or if you do it, you don't do it for long enough to become second nature. That's the first thing, the first reason why you might be perceiving yourself as not having enough time, is that what you think you should be doing is not in fact what you should be doing. Very, very common, very common. Probably one of the most common scenarios. The second reason why you might be thinking that you don't have enough time for health and wellness activities, this is a little bit more confronting, stay with me. The reason why you might be perceiving yourself as not having enough time is because you're simply not present with the implications of not taking care of yourself. So therefore, you're not valuing it enough. So therefore, you're not valuing the activities that you should be spending time on, because your mind is not giving it enough weight, enough importance. Sadly, this also is very common, especially in busy leaders, especially in people who either run their businesses or manage teams or do important work. Your brain takes your work very seriously, and it gives it a lot of importance, and therefore you're very good at prioritizing activities pertaining to, which are clearly correlated to productivity and work. However, there is a dissonance when it comes to health and well-being, whereby you are not present with how much you're actually being negatively impacted by not being your most fit, healthy, and confident self. You're not present with how much you will be positively impacted by transforming your health and well-being and becoming your most fit and healthy and confident self. Well, you might realize, but in your guts, in your heart, at the level of your subconscious, semi-conscious mind, you're not present with it. So therefore, you perceive yourself as not having time for it because you're not making time for it. You're not giving it enough importance to prioritize it. And this weighs heavily on my heart because I saw my dad do that. And it's the reason why I do what I do, My father was one of the most brilliant entrepreneurs and business owners you could have met back in the days. He was a creative genius. He created a profession that didn't even exist before his time, and went on to found this incredible business, do work that had never been done before. He loved it, absolutely loved it, took it very seriously, very, very important to him. So constantly prioritized everything to do with his work, to the detriment of his health and well-being, until he lost his health and well-being in a very dramatic and sad way. And guess what? He lost his job too as a result of that, and he lost his business, and the repercussions were huge for him in his own personal life, and us as his immediate direct family, and his extended family, and his employees, and his clients, and his business associates, and his friends, and his business partners. Literally not even funny. So because he wasn't giving enough importance to health and wellness and doing the things that he needed to do to take care of his health and well-being, in favor of work, thinking that he was fulfilling his priorities, he actually ended up losing both. Of course, this is an extreme circumstance. I never wish it upon anyone. That's why I'm literally like, this is my mission in life. It's not even a job. It's my life. It's what I've been put in this world to do, is to facilitate the shift of our shifters so that nobody ever has to go through something even remotely as extreme as that, And chances are that for you it's not that bad, but it doesn't have to get to that place, And and just because it's not that extreme, it doesn't mean that you are not losing so much of your potential by not being your most fit, healthy, and confident self. And you think that you're still performing well in your work, but how much better would you be performing in your work if your energy was always 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, if your confidence was always 8 or 9 out of 10, if you always felt vital, if you felt healthy from the inside and out, if you knew that you were taking the best possible care of yourself, if you never got sick, or if you weren't even dreading the possibility of developing some sort of chronic disease, or if you never had to go into a hospital for whatever reason, or I mean, it's just like, you have no idea how much energy is leaking if the area of health and well-being is if you're not in a state of integrity with that, if you're not fulfilling your potential with that. Literally, and we see it in our work time and time again, the moment you take care of that and you stop that leak, gosh, the positive repercussions will filter through every single area in your life. Everything you can think of will be positively impacted, including and especially your work. That will be the number one most immediate area that will start benefiting from it. So have a think about this. Whenever you perceive yourself as not having time, what are the two scenarios at play? Are you trying to do too much, more than you really should? Or are you not valuing it enough and therefore not prioritizing it over other things? If you want to jump on a call to identify this with greater details, every month we offer a limited number of complementary strategy sessions, and we're doing a lot of work within the community of the Sadhana Carbon Junction Studios. So those guys redeem most of our complimentary sessions, but there's still generally a handful left every month over for anybody else who wants to jump on board and delve a little bit deeper. And the way to do so, maybe I'll just share the link, actually. Let me just share the link in the comments, and you can reach us that way. I'd love to hear what you make of this. Please share your thoughts, impressions, comments, questions, feedback. And I'll catch you very, very soon for another inspiring video so that you can spark the shift. Now is the time. There is no better time than right now. Ciao for now.